Welcome to day 12 of the 25 days of Christmas. I thought first on this day I might could sing to you the 12 days of Christmas, but I thought you might not tune in after that. So here we go. We're going to not talk about that. But I want to go to Matthew chapter 1 and verse 24. Joseph. Talk about Joseph for a moment. He did what the Lord's angel told him to do. Nothing stirs so many questions about the birth of Christ as the story of Joseph. Characters appear and disappear before we can ask anything. Did the innkeeper ever realize who he turned away? The wise men. What was it like to worship a child? But Joseph, so little is known of him. Max Lucado, in his great book, wrote about Joseph, and he said, did Joseph ever arm wrestle with Jesus, and did Jesus let him win? We don't really know what happened to Joseph, but his role was so crucial, and we expect to see him throughout Jesus' life, but we don't. He's not there. So what do we know about him? What is his greatest contribution to this story being mentioned just a few times? His greatest contribution was he was obedient. He didn't know everything, but he did everything he knew. He just became obedient to what the angel told him. He shut down his business, packed up his family, went to another country. Why? Because God said so. God told him to do this. What about you? Has God told you to do something, but you didn't have all the facts? You didn't know everything about the situation? But just like Joseph, you have a choice to make. Your choice is to obey or disobey. Joseph obeyed God, and God used him to change the world. I'm not saying that God's going to give you every little fact about your situations. But what I'm telling you is one of the greatest characters in this story is Joseph, because all he did was be obedient. All he did was say, yes, Lord, I trust you enough and believe you enough to do exactly what you say. And because of this, the Son, Jesus Christ, was born into his home. What an awesome, awesome story. Okay, God's told you to do something. I believe that. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and wrestle with it? Are you going to sit there and dissect it? Are you going to say this is impossible and can't be done? Or are you just going to do like Joseph did? Okay, God, I might not understand it all, but I've got it. And I'm going to be obedient to you. And that's all God really asks of us all. Every one of us looking at me right now, it's up to you. What you going to choose? How are you going to affect the rest of your life and your family's life? Just be obedient. God's not going to come down and slap you in the back of the head before you make a mistake or before something happens in your life. But all he's going to ask of you is you become obedient. And every time, if you're obedient, it'll work out for the good. May God bless you. Have a blessed day.